ILR Inside Line Racing 2. This is the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and today we have got 18 races, and you're joined in the comms by Lizanne, by myself, because Soup Caller has gone and not going to com for this week, so you've got just me, the awkward commentator out of all of them. Not a lot really to say. We've just got out as Ginger Andy has gone into an escape road early on. He's still yet to set a lap. That's bad for the Merc, actually. Being sat in an escape road already. Trying to look for a guy on a lap at the moment. I think Paul McGuinness is on an in-lap. So we have King MJJ and Matt, both on out laps. We'll go on board with Matt, actually, for his quali lap. But he is on medium, so I don't know if he's getting a taster of the circuit, or he's actually preparing to go on an actual lap. I don't know either way. I think he's about to start his actual lap. Starting on the mediums is a bit of a bold strategy, a bit of a bold qualifying move, actually. Them tyres don't have much grip anyway. He's about to... We'll get the telemetry up as well, why not? Get telemetry up. He has barely any fuel, so whether or not that was an actual out lap or not, no idea, but he's got hardly any fuel in him, so this might be his one and only lap. Anyway, down to the second DRS straight now, going towards turn 3. Not really a lot to say about this, about Azerbaijan. It's mostly just 90-degree turns, left and right, 20 turns overall on the track, 6 kilometers long. Again, not much to say about Azerbaijan apart from it's decently challenging for a street circuit. You've got very high curves, as you can see, which can easily just spin the car out and cause them to go into the wrong crash out, I guess. Castle section coming up now is probably one of the trickiest sections in Formula 1. Very narrow entry, very narrow throughout, and a very wide exit, though, which you can easily mess up on one of the curves out of it, like Matt has almost done right then and there. Overall, not too bad of a lap actually on mediums. He's just sliding around every now and again. If he hits his curb, if you hit that curb wrong going at the end of sector 2, you'd basically hitting the wall and you'd lose your front wing, as Causa looks to be right in front of Matt right now. Don't know if he's going to try and use him for slipstream to set an actual lap, or whether or not he's just going to end his lap with no fuel whatsoever. Looks like he's going to end his lap on no fuel whatsoever, it seems. Yeah, not even DRS. Is he coming into the pits? Matt is coming into the pits. Looks like he doesn't want to set a qualifying lap, which I won't blame him, being on mediums. Looks like the best tyre to set a lap on, though we will go on to King MJJ, who has finished his lap on softs for a 1:42.3. There are a lot of cars out on out laps at the moment. Looks like Flexi is about to start his actual lap, so we'll go on board with him instead. The Renault, decent finish in Canada. I think it was top 5 he got at the end. Might have been sick. I can't remember for my life on what it actually was. Sorry for that. As he's on super softs, he's currently P3. He'll be looking for pole position. He definitely looks to have the pace, but it's going to be his one and only lap. So unfortunately we'll have to get off board of him towards the end of the lap, otherwise we'll get stuck onto him. But other than that, I think he'll have a decent lap. Really, again, there's not a lot to say about Azerbaijan when you're commentating over it, because it's just really a track where you've got to keep going. If you make a mistake, you make a mistake, you're in a wall, you've ended it there, and then. I think, though, Flexi can afford to make a mistake, because he's pretty high up in the qualifying. I don't think he'll be too bad if he makes a mistake now. Coming to the end of Sector 1, though, is he going to be up on his time? No delta to show otherwise at this moment, so again in the blue to whether or not, as Billy says, the fastest lap so far, the 1:40.7. McLaren looking to get pole, and then it's me comes straight after and gets a 1:40.6. We come off as Luke's didn't improve his lap and he has retired. That's just confirmation of his car there with yellow flag in Sector 1. Flexi going on towards the basically penultimate corner, last corner, because this is really just long straight. Again, no delta, so we cannot tell if Flexi's gone up or down in his time, so it's a bit annoying, but it looks like with fuel mix max he is improving, though he needs to get needs to find 4 attempts to get pole position, and whether or not he's managed to find that in this lap is a different question. As Nicolo goes up to improve to P4, Flexi goes into P2, and I completely forgot to go off him as the line, because I didn't know where the line was. So now we're going to be stuck on a Renault for probably the rest of this qualifying. I'll keep looking at the time. So is that Corsa going up to P6, or was that Corsa's initial lap time? It might be. Apologise though for being stuck on Flexi's car, because we're now going to be stuck at looking at his helmet and his car. Though Renault is a majestical looking beast. Oh no, it's run out of fuel. Never mind, it's a see-through beast. Now, as It's Me looks to have claimed pole position, but then again, could be easily told by all the other drivers as well, might be getting pole position as well. What we do have to look out for in the race is heavy fuel and cars really hitting into the castle section right there, which may prove crucial whether or not they lose their front wing, or they lose their tyre, or they lose anything. The castle section is a give or take, really, on whether or not you live or not. I don't know. I'm just spewing out words and I go. But Corsa improves up to P4 with a 140.8. The top 5 only separated by 3 tenths. Top 6 separated by 3 tenths, I should say. Sorry. Matt not setting a lap, starting last for the 2nd consecutive Grand Prix. As I think we're just waiting for Paul McGuinness now to retire in the pits, the Force India not wanting to go into the race. I think he's a bit scared that everyone else is going to be beating him easily. And so will be Nicolo also in the pits, refusing to retire.
Striking Force India livery is quite a change from their usual orange colour scheme. This year we've seen the introduction of the somewhat controversial T-wing and shark fins, which is designed to increase downforce and grip, along with the introduction of wider tyres, we should see some very interesting racing.
They're still refusing to retire with 40 seconds left, so Nicolo, Paul, please retire. We don't want to be sitting around watching a Renault run out of fuel this entire time, going trundling around IndyILR Grand Prix circuits. Oh my word. There we go, there's Nicolo. Nicolo's retired. Now we're just waiting on Paul McGuinness, who is still refusing to retire. Great. Oh, there's where's that Ferrari? There's with the front wheel off at the start. That's not something you'd often see on the start-finish straight at the end of qualifying, as a Ferrari with no front right. So there's your grid for the short qualifying of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix for ILR2. It's me, stuck on pole with the Renault of Flexi alongside it, with the McLaren of Billy and the old McLaren in ILR1, now Force India in ILR2. I'm Corsa sitting there in P4. Luke and Nicolo complete a Sauber row 3 with Scott and Wame row 4, Giroux, Phil Bardwell row 5, and I'll just skim through the rest with Matt starting last, without setting an official lap time, starting last for 2 consecutive Grand Prix. And, I don't think you'd expected that, really, for his 2 really debuts. I tried to skip that. I don't think I could have skipped that one. I did try to skip the other one. I did skip the other one, actually. That is positive anyway to all of this. I haven't really seen anyone's race pace for this Grand Prix, really, but from the top 6 being only 3 tenths separated from one another, it's going to have to be a close race at the front, unless half of them only practiced quali runs and haven't practiced their race pace. So the top 10, I do believe, are all on super softs, so they'll all be starting on the super softs, so there won't be too many differing strategies. I will get up all the tyres now. Almost everyone's starting on super softs apart from 4 drivers: King MJJ, Bot Dude, Ginger Andy and Cole Meds, all starting on softs, everyone else on super softs, as we will officially go down the grid now to show you each car. So we've got the Red Bull of It's Me on pole, Flexi sitting right behind him in second, decent run in Canada and not really get taken out. Not surprisingly, he starts in the front, but I think Canada just got caught out and started down. Billy in third, good debut, coming in second and hitting the wall there in Baku. getting a bit tight there. Billy. Causa sitting in 4th. Dropped down from ILR1. I think he just wanted to have a bit more competitiveness in the top half of the field rather than constantly bottling it in ILR1. Lukey Luke and Nicolo complete the that was really odd. Complete the 3rd row with Scott. Disappointing. Last time out, just missing out on points after being at the front for so long in Canada. The other Renault of Wame sitting at 8th with Jaruru 9th. I think it was Wame collided with Carl Meds last race, which is as to why he retired in Canada. Bill Bardwell in 10th. 1 out in Canada. Starting at the very back of the used set tyre runners with the Matter, who got 10th place in Canada, starting at 11th with a new fresh set of tyres. The other McLaren of Jack sitting in 12th. King and JJ in the only Toro Rosso for this weekend, with ESC Matthew once again not turning up for 2 consecutive Grand Prix. Bart in 14th, McGuinness in 15th after a very good result last time out in Canada. Ginger Andy 16th, again a decent result out in Canada as well. Both Sabers colliding on their outlap, very disappointing from you two. Carl Meds, the Haas, sitting in 17th. With Matt dropping far back on his outlap. Starting last again for 2 consecutive Grand Prix, like I have said. Did a good charge last time out, but didn't get his podium position like I thought he did due to a penalty due after the race. So, really it's anyone's game for a lot of drivers at the front. It's me be looking to continue his championship lead and extend that further after a disappointing Grand Prix in Canada, leaving him outside the points with, I think he just gave up with Inters at the end. You see the 2 Saubers there on the grid. Not really a lot else I can really say, apart from you can probably hear a little kid screaming "Dad" over and over again downstairs. I think we're just going to line up for the entire Grand Prix. I do believe Matt is the last guy to get on the grid. Yes, he is. You can't even see the grid slots from up here. You can now, but from up above you definitely couldn't see Matt's grid position. As we are about to get ready for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here for ILR2. Get the 5 red lights for the start of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. 5 red lights, and away we go after a long hold now. Every car is getting off that grid. The Red Bull getting a fantastic start off with the McLaren going along side by side with the Renault, going a bit wide, almost hitting the wall. McLaren dropping. Oh my god, the McLaren's dropped. How many positions now? He's dropped down to 4th at the moment. Sorry about that. Every car's just going very slow. As you can see, it's me just leading away with Causa getting right in front of the Renault of Flexi now. Can he try and make a move down into turn 3? No, he cannot. He's going to stick behind the Force India now as we go filter through the pack. Jaruru up into 8th place. Hang on, position change so we can tell who's going down. Nicolo dropping behind Wame now, who's gone up 2 positions now to 6th. Phil Bardwell getting past Scott now, going up into 9th. For Scott dropping all the way down to 10th from a very poor start. Paul McGuinness jumping in front of the McLaren of Jack to get up into 12th. Well, King and JJ has gone down to 5th. To 15th at the start. Everyone's just going to be filtering through the castle section right now. If anyone's going to retire on the first lap, it would be there. Carl Meds has dropped down to last, as Matt has also overtaken him at this point in time. We'll filter back through the front. It looks like It's Me has a pretty commanding lead already, almost 2 seconds onto Causa, who has managed to pull away from Flexi. I think a disappointing start for him. Early on has left him caught out and in the dust of the Force India. We're going to keep on this train actually of Flexi to see if anyone's got the straight line speed going down into towards the start finish line. Sorry, stuttering over my words. Going to see if anyone's brave enough to try and make a move down into turn 1. As we will go with Billy. He's going to go around the outside of the Renault into turn 1. He's might be able to keep the move, literally locking wheels, going down into turn 2. But however, the Renault's managed to get from, but the switch back from Billy could it actually happen? Yes, it will. He's going to try and challenge onto the next DRS straight, though DRS is not able to the next lap. He's got the faster straight line speed, which is very odd to see in a McLaren. being fast with a straight line. As they go side by side going into turn 3. And the Renault of Flexi has had to concede the position. As then Lukey Luke's going to try it down his inside, but he cannot make the position stick. He's going to have to stick behind the Renault. He's going to try down the inside going into turn 5. No, he's not. He's going to have to stick right behind the Renault once more as Flexi loses another position from his start. Fortunately for the Renault, you can see everyone else filtering out behind him. Carl Med's gone into the pits. I assume that is due to a front wing change. It most likely is. Not really much else happening as just filtering through the cars all section. There are how many cars within a tenth of one another? It's everyone from Billy onwards, just within a tenth of one another. That's a very, very long train indeed. And I've just seen also Jask as well pitting for a probable new front wing, I'd imagine. Oh, that's a lot of cars climbing up. I haven't seen that many cars in a train since a McLaren Honda being first in a career mode. Like, damn. As you can see, the pass of Carl Med just going round sector 2. Any cars close enough to make an overtake on this straight? Highly unlikely at this moment. I think everyone will be getting DRS going into the second straight. Down further down, Matt has made a move on Ginger Andy, I think going into maybe the last corner or on that straight, just making a very, very fine move. However, we did not catch that in the moment as we're too busy looking at this this up battle. Has the yes, the Renault has got DRS on the McLaren head, but I don't think it would be enough to close the gap to make a move down into turn 3. No, well, Noyce is going to stick right behind the McLaren for now. A lot of cars right behind. I think Wame has dropped off on the Sauber in front of Lukey Luke. So there's two there's two trains at the moment: the Billy train and the Wame train. The Wame train having a very long effect, going all the way down to the Matter with Bart Dude dropping off ever so slightly. I think you can definitely tell whose cars are fast in a straight line, whose aren't. And again, I don't think many moves are going to be made. It's going to be a pretty boring Grand Prix for a lot of this. Again, really not a lot to say at this moment in time. Yeah, not really anything. I think the closest at the moment is the Matter, and Scott with the Matter right behind the Ferrari. Is he going to try and make a move down into this next corner? No, he will not. He will stick behind the Ferrari for now. But everyone within a second of one another will get DRS for this straight, as long as they are a second going on to the DRS point. Up ahead, the Renault of Flexi gaining on Billy at a rate of knots. He will try and make the same move Billy did a few laps before. Sector 3, someone has crashed. Is it Matt who was... Matt, yes, he has lost his front wing. I think a side-by-side battle has caused him to lose his front wing. As Nicolo and Phil Bardro go side-by-side going to turn 1. Now, the two drivers, Nicolo managing to get out ahead of Ginger Andy Phil Bardwell. None of them are DRS, but that is a lost front wing up ahead. Is that Flexi? Yes, it is. Ah, the Renault losing his front wing, and he's just tried to retire himself out. Yeah, that's a Renault gone. That's Flexi gone, I think.
League,
What happened, man? What?
Brake checked me on the fucking straight again.
Was it the McLaren of Billy, by any chance?
Yep.
Ah, because he has the broken front wing. So has Lukey Luke, also have a broken front wing. There's a massive gap to the cars behind. Sector 1, yellow flag, that's obviously for Flexi's retired car. Scott also has a broken front wing on the right hand side, as everyone's just filtering slowly up through the castle section. Now, the Matter also having a broken front wing, a lot of broken front wings, and it's only lap 4. The virtual safety car has been called out, so DRS has been disabled. They will also have deltas to withhold. So anyone who's needed a pit stop will need to do it now, and with an effective effective wing change. Matt 32575 having a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. Didn't manage to get his delta down in time. I think he completely forgot. So whilst the race has been neutralised for this moment in time, we will go through the grid at the moment. It's me still leading with Causa not too far behind him. Billy miles away coming into the pits now, and the Renault Wame It doesn't look like he has damage at the moment. I think the other Renault is safe. Paul McGuinness not pitting either. I think a few drivers who have got front wing changes. Billy for one, Lukey Luke, the Matter also having one, Bart Dude and Phil Bardwell all having pit changes for new front wings, which will bump up a lot of drivers up from their respective positions at the beginning. The virtual safety car has gone. I didn't realise it actually went. I didn't see it disappear from the left-hand corner. So I didn't get to inform you of that. Right now, Nicola is within a second of Paul McGuinness, but Drew is right behind him as well, as he just dropped out of the second, actually. I shouldn't have really mentioned that, should I? Sector 2, It's Me has crashed, I believe. Yes, It's Me has crashed going into the castle sector with a broken front wing. Now the championship leader, once again, making another mistake. 2 races running and another broken front wing. So he's going to have to come in for a pit stop. Red Bull not exactly having the best of luck going into the castle section as he locks up going into sector 3 and he's hit the wall. Oh, that's unfortunate for the championship leader as Nicolo goes inside of It's Me and he's gone and spun into the wall. Oh, the ghosting system of this game, it just doesn't work, and Nicolo's now lost his front wing due to the ghosting system being absolutely horrible in this game. De Salva's going to have to pit. His teammate has already pit for a new front wing, which means Nicolo is going to need the other Salva to also get an early wing change. Scott keeping it out with half a right front wing. That's very, very unlucky for both It's Me and Nicolo to be caught up with a ghost car not ghosting properly. It's Me should have. He couldn't have really waited because I don't know if his car would have unghosted or not during that corner. But he wanted to get out of there. But it was a bit unsafe coming back on as the front wing magically appears and stays on his car. King MJJ right behind Scott now onto the second DRS straight, using DRS to breeze by the Ferrari and take 5th place off him. Though the Ferrari also does have half a front wing, which we also have got to remember. That's why his pace will be slightly down on all the other front runners. So King MJJ's impressive start. I do believe that's almost 10 positions he's gained already. Phil Bardwell, could he make a move down to Billy going into turn 3? No, he will not. He'll stick behind the McLaren for now. As Nicolo is coming to pit and Carl Meds has in fact got in front of him. So not a lot of battles now after everyone's had a lot of broken front wings, as Jack actually does make a move down on Bart Dude. No, Bart Dude makes a move on Jack. No, Jack makes a move on Bart Dude. And Jack managed to get in front of the Ferrari to get P13 for this moment in time. So will that stick at the end? No one will know. Scott right behind King MJJ, now going towards sector 3 split. He'd probably try and make a move down onto the DRS straight, though if he can actually make the move stick, that's also another question, as DRS can easily make that work. Oh, please. Bloody hell. Sorry about that. Looks like Scott's dropped off massively from King JJ. I think he just... Is he going to come into the pits? Is the Ferrari going to come into the pits now? No, he will not. He's just dropped massively behind King JJ. Whether or not that's Jamie's wing setup being a lot lower than Scott's, we'll not know. Drew right behind Paul McGuinness now. I don't think this DRS straight is long enough for him to make a move on Paul McGuinness. Though, once again, Paul McGuinness just like to run low downforce setups, shown in Canada, where he managed to keep the speed on the drivers behind him who had DRS and slipstream and still managed to maintain a good gap against them. Further down the grid is Phil Bardwell going to try a move on Billy this time round. Second lap in a row, he's going to try a move. Will he be able to make it though? No, will not go down in late braking. He will stick behind the McLaren for the second successive lap. As Jask has gone straight on and retired the car. That's, I think he might have lost his front wing beforehand with the Ferrari of Bardu having half a front wing. Another virtual safety car coming out for another retirement as Jask has left the session as well. Really, again, I don't know, I didn't catch that, unfortunately. Again, I've missed another incident. Bardu, drive-through penalty for speed under the virtual safety car. Second driver to be caught out by the Delta. Again, I think it might have been due to contact. It might have been the same reason why Flexi retired. Was because of contact and early braking leading to a broken front wing, which has led to a retirement. As Bart Dude has also retired his car as well. I think he's also had enough of Baku retiring just before Castle. I think he's just decided to slam into the wall and retire the car. Luckily, it was under virtual safety car, so I don't think another virtual safety car will come out. Yellow's in sector 2 as Phil Bargewell and Billy side by side, though Phil Bargewell manages to make the move. Stick after the exit of the virtual safety car, meaning he got a better run out of the virtual safety car than Billy, being able to make the move on the McLaren and making it stick as well. One of the hardest parts of making an actual overtake through the left-right hander, because being side by side there can be a death wish. As Billy goes wide, going into turn 1, late braking didn't work out for the McLaren, meaning Phil Barger has managed to make a big enough gap so that Billy will not get DRS for a second bite of the bite of the cherry, I guess. Second bite of the cherry, yeah. Ginger Andy right behind Scott. Don't think he got a great exit like his teammate Phil Barger did, but I think he'll be trying to make a move sooner or later, going on to the DRS straight again, like many moves have been actually made at this moment in time. Jaruru right behind the Force India of Paul McGuinness. Not many people crashing at Castle at this moment. I'm surprised there's not more casualties to the Castle right now. Drew right behind Paul McGuinness. We try and make a move down. Yes, he will. He'll cut the corner massively. Paul McGuinness has lost part of his front wing. As Jaruru, I do believe that's an illegal overtake. It's got to be an illegal overtake, right? It's also left Paul McGuinness with a broken front wing. So I don't think that's actually really a fair move. Should give that back. He hasn't given it back. That's got to be an illegal overtake, and Paul McGuinness using his front wing at the same time. Though it is nearly scheduled pit stops, I guess. So I guess he's kind of been lucky out of that, as he is coming into the pits now, the Force India. Probably for a set of super softs, most likely. That alleviates a lot of players' positions, as Scott is under pressure from Ginger Andy now. Did mention that was going to happen at some point. Closest battle on the circuit so far is the Mercedes right behind the Ferrari, and the other Mercedes of Phil Barger. I'd say it's the fastest lap on soft of 1:44.2. Looking for a move, looking to see if he can make a lunge, but Ginger Andy persuades himself out of it, and so he'll stick right behind the Ferrari for a bit longer. As Lukey Luke is side by side with Paul McGuinness as he's come out of the pits. The Force India not being able to keep the move on Lukey Luke as he goes past him on the mediums, two medium runners battling it out. Not often do you see that in Azerbaijan. Paul McGuinness hasn't got a fixed front wing. I think he'll be a bit frustrated at that his front wing hasn't been fixed, but a lot of it does look to be broken as well, so I think he'll be mad at his pit crew for not repairing that. He'll be kicking himself, not for changing his function manually either. Yes, he do believe he's the only one with a broken front wing at this moment as well. Oh, no, sorry, Scott also has a broken front wing. That reminds me. Sector 2, a crash has occurred. I do believe that is Lukey Luke hitting. Yes, it's Lukey Luke hitting the wall at the castle section, allowing the Force India of Paul McGuinness to go past. And someone else, I do believe, has just binned it in Sector 2. No, Sector 2 just called out flags. Oh, Lukey Luke, come on, get your act together, son. You've only just you've only hit the wall once, and now you hit the wall again, and you've hit the wall another time. Think you're breaking off that front wing on purpose now, wouldn't you think? Ginger Andy side by side with the Ferrari of Scott. He's made the move stick. Scott not making a pit stop, actually. That's quite surprising, but he will get he had a chance to rebound back onto Ginger Andy with DRS now, since the new DRS detection point being made halfway through that straight at the end of the pits, as Billy hits a fast lap on mediums with a 1:44.0. Scott makes the move on Ginger Andy. Did Ginger Andy just get a really poor exit? He did. He's broken his front wing. But then... oh, virtual safety car. Ah, I see. I see now where they stopped. I didn't see that. Virtual safety car for what, though? Which is what I want to know. Anyone crashed out? Doesn't look like it. Is it just Lukey Luke pitting? I think that might just be the reason. Oh, no, Matt's got a broken front wing. I think that might have been the call for the virtual safety car. He has dropped further behind everyone else. Is he going to come into the pits though? No. Yes? No, he will not. He will not come out the pits, as Luke Lee will probably come out last place. But Ginger Andy has made the move, has made the position back on Scott, and I think Scott's just going to stay behind him now. There's just a lot of action really in this Grand Prix already. It's only been 10 laps. Billy right behind Phil Bargewell. He might want to try and make a move on the other Mercedes now, coming to think of it. Definitely looking punchy on the mediums compared to the soft runners. So the car doesn't seem to have a lot of pace. So will he be able to make it last throughout the Grand Prix, or will he slide on their mediums and crash himself out? But you can definitely tell he's a Fernando Alonso fan, mostly because his helmet basically resembles Fernando Alonso's. He will get DRS as Corsa and Wame both pit for their scheduled pits, and so will Giroux. So will a lot of super soft runners pitting at this moment in time. Phil Bargewell and Billy, the battle is still carrying on. But Billy will get DRS onto the Mercedes Vote. I don't think it will pull him close enough to make a move down into turn 1. No, there's too big of a gap there. The people coming out the pits will have a say though, and whether or not this battle will continue. As Wame comes out on softs, will he be able to stay in front of the Mercedes? Yes, he will. He'll filter out right in front of the Mercedes with the Force India of Corsa being filtered out behind 3 other runners, and the gap between him and Wame is a lot closer than it was before, as Phil Bargewell tries to make a move on Wame but can't make it stick. Side by side going into that corner wasn't going to work out on the outside unless you can really get the grip on that traction zone. Though now it's the Wame train with Phil Bargewell and Billy right behind him. The Matter is right behind Paul McGuinness, but I don't think he's going to make a move at this moment in time. So we'll go back up to the train of Wame, Phil and Billy. I don't know what will be made. Any moves will be made at this moment in time anyway. As Jess says, what awful track. Yes, what awful track indeed. Baku is known to be... It was a very exciting Grand Prix this year, with all the controversy between Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton and a lot of safety cars, and Lance Stroll getting a podium and Daniel Ricciardo winning it, as well as a lot of stuff really. Jaska did retire from a suspension failure, just to clear that up, whether or not anyone else thought otherwise. He retired due to a suspension failure. Corsa right behind Scott now. The Force India making up a lot of time on that one lap on the Ferrari, who has come into the pits to change his front wing and probably his tyres. Any moves being made down into turn 1? Nope, no late braking will be made at this moment in time. So all positions will stay the same apart from people gaining positions due to a pitting from Ferrari. Will the Matter make a move onto Paul McGuinness in turn 1? No, he will not. Will Phil Bargewell make a move onto Wame going down into turn 3? DRS assisted and slipstream on the Renault. No, he will not. He will stick behind him once again. Really, there's only 2 major overtaking points here. You've got obviously your 2 DRS straights and the braking zone of turn 1. Really, is one of the few overtaking places here in Azerbaijan. Not really a lot can be said for the battles at the moment. It's just sort of staling out now as everyone's filtering through their pit stops and whatnot. Though Phil is gaining on Wame, as Wame is not really gaining on Corsa but keeping similar pace, as he's right behind Ginger Andy now. Is he going to try and make a move going into the braking zone just before sector 3 as a virtual safety car has been enabled? So no, Corsa will not make a move going down into sector 3. You have to stick behind the 4 now. Though what is the safety car? Safety car called out for? Oh, Nicolo's got a broken front wing. Scott's still got his broken front wing. And Matt's still got his broken front wing. So I don't know why they've been called out. Funnily enough, it's baffling me why another virtual safety car has come out. But it's maybe the same glitch which happened in Spain for ILR3, where a lot of cars caught up to the leader due to consecutive virtual safety cars. But Corsa now will get DRS and slipstream on Ginger Andy. Will he try a Ricciardo-esque move going into turn 1? No, he will not. He will stay right tight behind the Mercedes. Going to get DRS for the second straight running. Try and make a move down into turn 2. No, will not. He'll stay right behind him. He'll try and get a better exit onto the second straight. getting slipstream and DRS now on the Mercedes. Will he try and make a move down into turn 3? Looks to be like it. He's side by side going down into turn 3. Round the outside for the Force India. Both cars connecting wheel to wheel, locking one another, and Corsa comes out of that, luckily, with hardly any wing damage after tapping the wall. Though that was a bit of aggressive defending from Ginger Andy, it looked like, anyway. Barging him ever so wide, I think he just carried too much speed to defend it properly, as Corsa tries to get a better exit, going off turn 6, I believe. Though he will not be able to make a move down before car section. Though Ginger Andy has gone wide, which allows Corsa to make a move before the car sector. Just ignore my words, I guess. He has made the move before the castle section. Didn't think he was, but he managed it, and hey presto, he's made the move. Though the vegetated car has allowed Wame to catch up considerably to the Force India and the Merc. I do believe their battle has also slowed him up humongously as he tries to make a move down towards sector 3, cuts the corner like Jaruru did earlier, which broke Paul McGuinness' front wing. But he tries to make a move down into the first corner of the sector 3, though he can't make it stick. So he's sticking behind Phil Bardwell now, who's also going to get DRS and a tow from his teammate Ginger Randy. So it's going to be a very long train of DRS, and who's actually going to make a move down into tow 1, as it could possibly go 3 wide now on this straight. Ginger Randy and Phil Bardwell go side by side, as Wame hits into the back of one of the Mercedes, and he goes around the outside of Ginger Randy. No, Ginger Randy goes deep! 3 wide going on to the second, going towards turn 2, but it goes out to be 2 wide as the Mercedes of Phil Bardwell drops down back into 5th, and all places have been neutralised once again before all the overtakes were made. But this now gives Billy a chance to overtake onto the Merc of Phil Bardwell. I don't think he'll be able to make the move unless Phil brakes early. Yes, he has. Side by side going out of turn 3. Though Ginger Andy has let both drivers through. I think he might have realised that he messed something up or something. He just slowed out of that corner. I think both drivers through. I think he feels he was responsible for a collision or 2, and so just gave the positions as he almost spins off that curb. Ginger Randy almost spinning into the wall and ruining his race entirely, but manages to keep it out of the wall. Just fine indeed for the Merc, though the Matter is still right behind Paul McGuinness, and that battle isn't really getting anywhere at this moment in time. Oh, I say that. Paul McGuinness brakes slightly earlier. The Matter goes into the back of him and breaks half his front wing off. I don't think the Matter will be too pleased of that. That's a lot of broken front wings, so and a lot of debris going to be on the track. Hopefully it will get cleared, because it makes the track look less appetizing, let's be honest. Billy, 6 tenths behind Phil Bardwell, who has lost time to Wame, whose track extends going around the last corner. Not the first person to do it, not the last person to do it. So we'll just keep that in mind as Corsa's gaining on King MJJ, who I don't think is going to pit for a while yet on them soft compound tyres. But the Matter has dropped back a tad on Paul McGuinness. I think due to that broken front wing, and It's Me has caught right back up to the Matter, who has dropped off considerably. I think he wants to come into the pits to change his front wing. So It's Me, I would come away from the Williams. Yes, that's good. And virtual safety car comes out again. Again, another virtual safety car, and again we do not know the reason behind it, as no one seems to be in the wall. Do you see anyone in the wall? I'm just going to go through. Do you see anyone in the wall? Because I certainly do not. So once again, the virtual safety car glitch coming out, ruining this race. Not exactly the most impressive glitch in the game. As virtual safety car also ends just as quickly as it began, really. That was a very, very short virtual safety car. As we are going to go on board with the race for the lead. King MJJ just not pitting yet. He's one of the few runners who hasn't pit. Actually, he is the only runner not to pit, funny enough. Staying right in front of the Force India of Corsa, who's looking to get a win in his first race for ILR2 this season anyway, after a disappointing string of performances in ILR1 this season. Right behind the Toro Rosso, he might try and make a move down towards start sector 3. No, he'll probably stick for DRS and try and pull as far away from Wame as he can, as he's almost made that 3-second gap. Oh, never mind, King MJJ is just letting past. Nice to make a battle interesting. Not like we wanted to watch something fun. Billy right behind Phil Bardwell now with DRS on the Mercedes. The Honda-powered McLaren versus the Mercedes-powered Mercedes. Who would have guessed Mercedes being powered by a Mercedes engine? Outspeeding a Honda on a straight line. Surprise, surprise there, though both cars running onto the curb. Might give Billy a chance to make a move down into turn 2 if he brakes late enough. No, will not have a mistake right behind him for now. Though DRS might give the Honda McLaren a second chance to make another move. Will he do so? That is another question. Correction. Nope, you just stay behind. You just stay behind the Mercedes. No endangering moves so far, at least from what I can see so in the meanwhile anyway. I think people have realised crashing out this late in the race, you've just spent 16 laps doing all this for nothing. Andy though, dropped down to 12th, pitting for a new front wing, but I don't think that front wing's been fixed. Unlucky pal. It's me though, right behind Paul McGuinness, who has got broken front wing versus the guy who hasn't got a broken front wing. So, if you put your bets on who's going to win this battle, who would you put down? I would still probably put Paul McGuinness since he's just been a bus. Like, he was bus in Canada. If he's not a bus in Baku, then Paul, you're just going to have to sit out and just cry. Just cry, Paul. I'll cry if you lose his position. But he's probably going to lose it, so he's probably going to cry after the race, don't you worry. Phil Bardwell going deep into, I think, the penultimate corner. So Billy's going to get a better run than the Mercedes now, but DRS will be able to help the McLaren make the move stick. DRS assistance. Probably a frowned, it's just frowned upon in the community, I think, because it doesn't promote skill in an overtake. It just allows you to breeze past them with your excessive engine power. For example, Force India on McLaren. It's so easy. As Phil Bardwell is coming to the pits, I do believe he's just changing his tyres. Two-stop strategy for the Mercedes again. Two-stop in Canada did work out for him. A two-stop in Baku might work out right. As it's been locks up going into turn 1, so he cannot make a move on Paul McGuinness so far, as he's just holding his ground on every other competitor in this race. Though, I wouldn't be surprised if he's running at the lowest downforce possible 1-1 wings, because let's be honest, the only place you can overtake is on a straight. And if you've got the lowest possible downforce, no one can make an overtake on you. As the corners are just too damn tight. There's just walls everywhere, you can't really make a move. It's like Monaco. Like, you just got to keep it on the straight, really. But It's Me is going to try and get better traction out of turn 4. He'll try and go around the outside turn 5 and turn 6 as they touch wheels there. Goes deep into turn 6 and Paul McGuinness has lost position. Paul, it's okay. You're allowed to cry. We'll permit you crying for now as It's Me keeps locking up corner after corner after corner. Red Bull's brakes need to cool down, otherwise it's just going to keep locking up. As Paul McGuinness having a broken front wing, so he's going to go slower in the corners, and I think that position is a lost cause for you now. Just defend for the rest of the race, Paul. Keep your head down, carry on. Any other battles? Carl Med's right behind the matter now. Not really a lot happening here. Yeah, not really a lot of battles now happening. Everyone's sort of getting that second split now, so DRS won't help anyone overtake. And we'll just go through all the drivers and we'll see what they're doing, shall we? Currently, the Force India leading the race on his debut for ILR2, with one made not too far, the lone Renault now after the other Renault retiring due to failures. The McLaren of Billy, P3 now, doesn't look like anything's happening in that front either. Giroud 5 seconds behind him, it's 9 seconds. Just not a lot happening in this race at the moment, I don't think. Yeah, literally nothing happening at all. I could go on for days about how boring this Grand Prix could be. We'll probably keep on board with a call. Oh, there you go. There we go. There's a shout out to Billy Wronger, Billy Whiz, the Whiz kid, the guy who unfortunately lost his legs in an F4 accident. Funnily enough, he's my age, and to lose both your legs and become an amputee, and your dream ruined. Not the nicest thing happening, really, especially in your life. as I get back, Nicolo has got a 3-second time penalty. Corner cutting. Come on, Nicolo. Stop corner cutting. It's on regular for... God damn it, you don't need penalties at the moment. PMJJ right behind Scott. Scott still goes broken front wing. Yes, he is. He is still nursing an injured car. The Toro Rosso King MJJ right behind him. Really, not a lot happening at this moment. Again, it's just sort of fizzled out, all the action. But Wame has caught up on Corsa. I'm just looking. He is gaining again. I think he might put it into rich mix. Bovey, Toro Rosso of King MJ will be looking to make a move on Scott down into turn 1. If he can make a late breaking move like Daniel Ricciardo has many times, then he could go down in folklore history as the only Toro Rosso to manage to make an overtake and make it stick at this moment in time anyway in Azerbaijan. I don't think Toro Rosso's made many moves in the actual Grand Prix, and if they did, well, then I'm mostly forgetting a lot of them. No moves yet on this front, though you will be notified if a move actually does happen. Oh, Scott's gone deep down into turn 3. Will JD try and make a move on the Ferrari? He's on fast tyres, he's got soft compound on super soft compared to Scott's softs. So he'll be punchier than the Ferrari. And on his Ferrari, he's also nursing damage. So he also loses that battle on that front as well. Though he'll probably have to wait for another straight to make a move, since can't really make an overtake on the start of Sector 2, since it's just one of the tightest sections in the Formula 1 calendar, other than really Monaco and Singapore at times. If he gets a better exit down off the last corner, he could probably definitely make a move down to turn 1, but again, you have to get the traction off the start of Sector 3. I do believe that was a brush of the wall from Scott right in front. I didn't see it properly, so correct me if I am wrong, but that was definitely a brush of the wall. There was a lot of dust anyway, so you probably touched a runoff area. Oh, lucky Lance Stroll getting a seat in the getting a Williams seat just on the loudspeaker there for the on what about happening. Will Jamie make a move into Sector 1? No, will not, because someone in front has called out yellow flag. It is probably Jaruru losing half his front wing. But it's a constant yellow flag. Jamie might have to give that position back. He doesn't. He won't have to give that position back on Scott. I think the yellow flag was actually there. I think it was just at the end of Sector 1. I think it might have been Corsa actually. No. It must have been Jaruru for the yellow flag there. As Jamie has managed to make the move on Scott, but as Phil Bardwell has also caught up on this little battle. Battle. Bloody hell, man. I don't know how to pronounce my T's, I'm very sorry. It's just a very, very close battle at the moment. And I'll leave you on a helicopter cam for this at the moment, as I've just got to do something very quickly. So back in a second to continue commentating. Sorry about that, and Shimasi, you can shut the hell up. I already know it's terrible. Phil hasn't made a move yet on Scott, so I was lucky I missed that, but I'll come back and he makes a move, dives down the inside and hits Scott into the wall. Oh, come on, Phil, man. I come back and you've hit a Ferrari into the wall. He's just waiting for all the cars coming. He's going to lose a lot of positions already. Dropping down all the way down to 13th. Come on. that was a bit of a very rash move as I come back and see that. That's definitely going to be penalty worthy right there. Just late braking and hitting him into the wall. That come on. Like, really? Really? The matter now can't caught up on the Merc of Ginger Andy now, but he can't make a move into the castle, because if he did, side by side in there, it would basically mean death. Everyone again has just sort of got a consistent gap between each and every one of them. So at least everything is neat and tidy anyway. I don't have to commentate on much at the moment. My job here is kind of useless, really. I'm just going to sit here and sit back and relax, watch the battles unfold, since nothing is bloody happening half the time. It's Baku, like, at least Austria will bring some battles, right? Like not everyone will be following everyone and doing stuff like that. If you are watching though, how's your day? If you don't comment, then obviously your day's been really bad and you're moody and you don't want to talk to me, because I shouldn't be talking to you anyway. Keep talking to myself to keep myself entertained. Looks like Scott's had the pit for obviously for his broken front wing. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about your day. Okay, Lexi, I see now. Two Salvers, Niccolo and Luke. At least they're both going to get some points. Just don't crash each other out, because that'd be very bad for both of you indeed. Actually, no. Do crash each other out. I want some action in this race. Please crash yourself out, mate. Please. No matter, still right behind you, Danny, for the how many laps now? He's just been stuck behind the Mercedes. A lot of laps. A lot of laps indeed. Stuck behind the Mercedes. Both Salvers. Really just behind one another. I'm going to see whose position changed. Most positions changed. Paul McGuinness from 9th position from 15th to 6th. Getting the most positions from his start. So, honestly, yeah, probably the highlight is Paul McGuinness still in stick with near a full broken front wing. Probably still crying. The Force India, yeah, definitely crying. Losing his position to It's Me pretty easily. It's Me locks up for the 1000th time this race. He's locked up. Not gonna lie, Lexi, yes, you probably will have got a podium this race, so luck just wasn't on your side. I did this the team of the go on to Luke, he's hit a wall. Constantly hitting the wall, Luke keeps doing. Further down, Matter. He must be getting sick of looking at the Mercedes rear end. This is like the 20th lap now, possibly. Not over exaggerating slightly, but he's definitely looking at that Mercedes a damn lot. Yuki Luke right behind Sauber. Team order's probably in play. Nicolai staying in front with the other Sauber behind. Would it be a consecutive points finish for Lukey Luke, or he might crash again and I might not catch it? So, is he going to try and make a move before Castle? No, he will not, but he is on the faster tyres than his teammate. As we are on lap 23, Corsa might start lap 24. I will check while we're at the car section and not a lot happening. Yes, lap 24 is about to begin for the Force India. What would who would your driver of the day be? May I ask, people? Do vote for your driver of the day in the comment section, because I cannot tell you anything. As the Matter has finally got past the Mercedes. It's only taken him 20 odd laps to get past him. But Ginger Andy will be looking to fight back. He has got a broken front wing though, so I'm surprised he managed to keep the Matter behind for so damn long. Flexi sympathy vote. Definitely unlucky for you, sir. Who driver of the day is just go ahead and watch back the stream to Massey. Watch the damn stream back. Ginger Randy side by side now with the Matter. Is he going to make the move back on the Williams? And Williams will have to stick right behind the Mercedes once more. Side by side going into turn 1. Who will dare to brake later? The Matter, obviously, but he goes wide, turn one, having to hits the curb, hits the Mercedes, and has to stick right behind him once again. Though Luke side by side with his teammate Nicolo. It's funny that the battle is actually happening. Side by side going to turn 3. Who will come out victorious? Tyres banging, tyres locking with one another, and the Sauber Luke will have to stick behind Nicolo. Teammates squabbling out. I think Team Warner have finally let him go past but another. They want more points, they want more money for chairs, but I think they are willing to let their drivers retire one another. Please crash though, we do want some more action. Matter though, looking at the all familiar Mercedes rear end of Ginger Andy, is he going to get a better run going into Sector 2? Yes he will, he's going to actually get side by side with the Mercedes. He's going around the outside, going towards the car section. Will he be able to out-track the Mercedes? Will he go side by side, going into the castle? No, Genjani knows that it will be a bad choice and stays behind the Williams for now. Both side by side, going towards Sector 3, corner cutting Luke. Nicolo touching the wall, and that's a very aggressive move. Both cars going wide as well. I think the teammates just want to have fun battling now. Ginger Andy right behind the match. It's basically going to be 2 DRS moves in one, maybe, for 2 different battles. Nicolo just letting Luke go as Luke's probably faster than him at this moment in time. Just watching it now. Yeah, probably let Luke past. We didn't give up too much of a battle, though if you might just fight back, I'll probably better find that. Ginger Andy, now finally getting a taste of what the Matter felt like, being stuck behind the Williams now, just looking at that Williams rear end. It's pretty wide, I'll tell you that. It looked pretty wide. The new car regulations obviously making the cars wider than last year. And all the battles have fizzled out again with the overtakes. Though Wame is now caught up on Corsa. I think his tyre wear is catching the Force India as the Renault has managed to catch up, I think 2 seconds in the last few laps. Slowly gaining on the leader. So going into the last lap. Oh god, I've got the hiccups. Sorry. Going into the last lap, there may be a battle unfolding on the last straight. Well, we can't be certain that anything will actually come out of it, as Wame is looking for a win in ILR2. I don't know if he's got a win at the moment. I haven't checked that, unfortunately. But this is Corsa's debut in ILR2, so he'll be looking to maximise the potential of points in this race. But if both cars crash each other, then yeah, that won't go too well. Though we have got to remember ILR3. What happened last time when Renault was in second place on the last lap? It doesn't go too well. Renault's in second place in Azerbaijan, I'll tell you. They don't go hand in hand. Mistakes are made. Though the just gaining ever closer. I think Corsa is struggling with his tyre wear. Is he going to bottle a win? That is what we want to know. Will Corsa bottle a win at ILR2 and continue his little bottle streak from other leagues as well? Or will he be able to keep it? Only God knows, really. But I will mention, the corner cutting has been absolutely horrendous this race. Even us in ILR3 on the inter conditions, even there weren't as many corner cuts. Anyway, from my point of view, there weren't that many corner cuts. That might be biased towards me being at the front with no one else. Is he going to hit him with this corner? No, he will not. He hasn't got the Renault bad luck. He's going to stick behind him. Though, DRS, will it be able to pull him 6 temps on the Force India, or will he miss out on a win? Honestly, I don't think either drivers have penalties at this moment. So I think for now, I think it's going to be Corsa 1, Wame 2, and Billy 3. Billy, Corsa, Wame, and Billy. That's your top 3 anyway. Will Wame be able to make a move down into the no, he will not. He will stick right behind Corsa as he sets the fastest lap of the race on his last lap as well. He was pushing ever so hard. The Renault 3 temps behind the Force India at the end. Ah, so close for the Renault to get first place, but he'll have to settle down with second, with Corsa winning on his debut in ILR2. Not surprising, he was an ILR 1 driver. What would you expect, to be honest? But Luke catching on Phil Bardwell, will he be able to make a move before the before the end. I don't think he'll catch up by the time he gets to. No, he will not. No, will not catch up by the line. So it'll be Phil 8th, Luke 9th. Only one lapped car of Scott. I think he got lapped at the very end. Oh, he just just making the when they go sideways. Why don't you, Ferrari? Oh, will Matt make a move on Carl onto the last battle of the race? No, will not. He'll have to settle with the last finishing position on that lap. So your podium today is Corsa, Wame and Billy. Because Billy is too much for me to say, and I said it wrong the first time, so I'll keep up with it. The sympathy vote goes to Flexi for your driver of the day. The comments driver of the day anyway was Flexi, but we'll probably give it to Paul McGuinness if he managed to finish in 6th. I cannot remember if he finished in 6th. If he did finish in 6th, Paul McGuinness for driver of the day in my eyes anyway. I didn't see any incidents with him, but other drivers may say otherwise. If not, Corsa winning on your debut, that'll get driver of the day surely. Good job on the comm. Thank you for your sympathy comment there, Shimasi. Thank you for your sympathy comment. So your top 10 for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix: Corsa, Wame, Billy, Jaruru, It's Me, Paul McGuinness, King MJ, Phil Bardwell, Luke, The Matter, and Nicolo dropping out due to his penalties, just dropping out from 1 point by 4 attempts. Nicolo, why do you have to call the cut so much, man? Unlucky for you. Very unlucky for you, sir. We will finish it out though. Ginger Andy, Carl Meds, Matt and Scott, the last car to finish, but he was a lap down. But dude, Jack and Flexi all not finishing. Retirements from them 3. Incident between Bart Dude and Jack leading on their 2 retirements. And that's the ILR2 Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Hope you have enjoyed, and we'll see you next week for Austria at the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg. Catch you then.